In this screencast I'll attempt to show you how to simulate the motion of an object moving along a path. Okay, I've got the steps written up over here so you can follow along. And here I've prepared some sliders and I'll just quickly explain. Oops, wrong one. I'll just quickly explain what each of the sliders does. So this is the amplitude of a wave which I'm about to create. This is a slider which will affect the period of the motion. Notice that it doesn't start from 0. This one will control the horizontal movement of the object across the screen. Its minimum value is the x value of corner 1 down here, and its maximum value is the x value of corner 2 down here. This one will control the dilation or enlargement of the object. This is just a slider which I'm using to put up the instructions, and this one here is going to control the translation of the object, and it goes from 0 and has a maximum value which is dependent on b, the period, the slider which affects the period here. Okay, and that's why I couldn't let b be 0, because I didn't want division by 0 error in that maximum calculation of t. Alright, so there's all your sliders. Now the first thing I have to do is create a path of motion. So I type f open bracket x equals a for the slider a times space sine open brackets twice, and then b here and a translation of t inside there, so x plus t. Alright, enter that. Okay, so you can see a affects the amplitude, b changes the period, and t translates the curve. Okay. The second step is to create a point on that path of motion. Now, because I want to move that point across the screen along the curve, I'm going to define it in terms of h. So I'm going to make sure I'm in that graphics view and type p equals open bracket h comma function h. Okay, there's the point p. The next step is to insert an image into the here. So here's one that I prepared earlier. So the ship. Alright, so that's good. Now step 4, consider a point on your image that you wish to make its center of transformations. Well, I want this image to look like it's going along the wave and sitting on top of that water surface, so I'm going to need a control point that's there, center at the bottom edge. Alright, create 2 appropriate corner points on your image and define your center of transformations in terms of them. So I'm going to create corner 1 and corner 2 of that image. Okay, so that's called pick 2. Alright, so I type down here corner, and then I select that one. I want pick 2 and I want corner 1. Enter. Okay, and then if I just press the up arrow and I choose that one again and change that to corner 2 of picture 2. Alright, now I'm just going to use the midpoint tool to get the control point that I need. Alright, so there's your template image if you like. That's finished. Step 5. If you wish to dilate your image, make a slider and then use the enlargement tool to dilate the image. Okay, yes, I do want to dilate this image, so I'm going to dilate it in terms of this slider here. So I'm going to use the enlarge object from point by factor tool. I'm going to click on the object that I wish to dilate or enlarge, and then I'm going to click on the center and I'm going to type in here K. Okay, nothing appears to have happened yet, and that's simply because we haven't dilated, because that's set at 1. but if you drag that back to a number between 0 and 1, the image gets smaller. If you dilate it to a number bigger than 1, the image gets larger. Okay, I'll make that smaller so I can see the original one. I need to hide this because I just don't need it anymore. Alright, while I'm at it, I can hide points A and B. Don't need them either. Okay, that's step 5. Step 6 is if you want to rotate this. Yes, I do want to rotate this. So I'm going to rotate object around point by angle. Here's my slider that I'm going to rotate it around by. So I click the object that I want to rotate, the center of rotation, and in here I just type alpha because that's the name of the slider. Alpha is already in terms of degrees, so I don't need to put a degree sign there. Okay, so you can see that rotates well. I don't need the background or the original image there. Turn that off. And then I need to now translate this image over to this point. So I'm going to make a vector, which I need to get from here, vector between 2 points, and just draw the vector like that. And now I need to translate the ship by that vector. So I go in here, choose the object that I want to translate, the vector that I need to translate it by. Okay, and so now I can turn off or hide point C, hide the vector, and hide that picture of the ship. Okay, so now you can start animating. Alright, so let's see what happens. Turn that one on, animates from left to right across the screen. And this one here spins it around. You can change the speed of that if you want to make it rotate more quickly. This slider has been set to animate by an increasing method. So is this one, and so is this one. Alright, so that's spinning it around. And this one here, you've already seen me dilate that one. And if you animate this one here, that just moves the sine wave. So it makes it look like the waves are rolling in against the movement of the ship. Okay, now it would be nice if this always followed the wave, so it was always in a position similar to that. Now to demonstrate how this works, you don't need this as part of your construction. I'm going to draw a tangent. And so ideally we would like the bottom edge of the image of the ship to always be on that tangent. And to achieve this, I need to redefine alpha. Now, alpha's slider will disappear when I do this, but that's okay. So alpha is going to be redefined to be the angle of inclination of this tangent. Okay, so that will be arc tan, that's the equivalent of inverse tan in Australia, of f dash h, where h is the x value of point P. Remember, we define that in terms of the slider h. So you just press enter, the slider disappears, and the ship will always follow that now. So as we make the wave animate, you can see the tangent and the ship following that. And if we animate this as well, we can make the ship appear to be moving across the screen from left to right. Okay, so that's pretty much how you can simulate motion of an object along a path. Follow those 8 steps and you can do it for just about any object and any path that you wish. I hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching.